More than welcome, dude.
Have you done any podcasts before?
I don't think I have. I think I was supposed to a few times, and then they weren't like camera podcasts, so they were like through.
Yeah, I've seen a couple with 107.1 or something. And I was watching earlier today, and I saw a couple, which is cool. But podcasts are fun because again, they're casual. They're casual, and you get to sit down and do these fun things, right?
Well, I like having conversations rather than like them getting to know me and me leaving not knowing anything about them. Like super quick interviews are definitely not as fun. I like getting to like actually talk to somebody.
Well, that's the nice part about this, right? We get to sit down and become pals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the pals now. Mm-hmm. Well, Asia, appreciate you coming on, and let's jump into it. So, why don't we talk about I guess your recent single, because normally we actually don't end up talking about the new singles and stuff. So many of our guests in the past, like we get to the end of the episode, and we're like, oh, okay, well, you know what? We only got 5 minutes left. Tell us about your new single. So let's start with that.
Okay, so I just released my song, Love It First Song.
Tilt the mic. Sorry, I'm going to pause you. Tilt the mic down a little bit. Rick, you'll get it for you.
Thank you. Okay, so I just released my song, Love It First Song, and I think it came out March 25th, like a month-ish ago. So that was really exciting. It's about loving something that's not like super fake. Like music will always be part of my life, and I really, really love it. So I got to write a song just literally specifically about music, and it's like a love song. So it was really interesting to take that like kind of point of view on everything.
Well, for those who don't know, you're obviously still young. You're still in high school. Do you think you know what love is?
No, definitely not. I don't know
Deep
what
question
I'm
coming out early.
Yeah, I'm just so curious because anytime you see young people talk about love and all these like big emotions.
I was gonna say that's a subjective question because there's multiple kinds of love. Like you
there
can know what loving like a parent, a family member, a friend, but like certain things you learn with age and obviously.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like
you mean like relationship?
Well, no, just in general, like loving someone. Like, I thought I loved hockey when I was a kid. You know, I loved hockey, and then puberty came, and I was like, oh, I love women. You know, like women I love, and then you grow up, and you're like, oh, I actually love travel. It's like, and then I meet people, and I'm like, oh, I actually love this person. And then all along, I'm like, I actually love my parents the most and my friends, and you know what I mean. Like,
but you're not asked. Yeah, so you asked her, do you know what love is? But that's not what love is. You've loved those things. You're just different points in your life. What you love changes.
No, but it's like even the feeling of love changes.
Like I don't think I could like describe what love is, and I don't know the feeling. Like I know I like my parent. I love my parents.
But she's sitting right here too, so you have to say.
I know I love my parents and like my family and the stuff that like you're meant to love. Like you love these people because you grew up knowing that you love them, and it's just like the universal feeling. But I definitely have no idea. Like I guess I love my friends. I've had boyfriends before, but I definitely didn't love them.
That's fair.
And that's probably why we broke up. So I don't know. Like it's kind of hard to say because I don't have like experience in anything in my life. I'm almost 18 actually. So
I saw birthday's what? In next week, 2 weeks?
Thursday.
I
think.
My birthday's on Monday.
This comes out on this comes out on your birthday.
April 28th?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, yeah. Happy
there
birthday.
you go.
People are listening. So if you're listening, send her a message, say happy birthday. 18th, that's a big one.
I guess
I guess not really, actually.
Well, you can't do
kind
anything.
of a big deal because you become like
technically
involved.
I can make my own decisions, but like nothing actually changes. Like 19 will be a fun one. I would go to Montreal for my birthday, but it's just too far, and it would have been fun to go during like when the university students were still there. So I don't want to go when it's like not as fun.
I will tell you the best part is my birthday is on the same time. If you go to college, university, whatever it is, like where you're like our birthdays are, it ends like right when exams end typically. So everyone's ready to like have a good time, celebrate, all the stress is done. So it's a good time like because it kind of kicks off. Even though it's not summer, it's really spring. My birthday for the last like 10 years always like starts our summer. We went to Western together. So it always like as soon as that was done, exams were over and then summer started. So that's kind of one of the pluses of having a late April birthday.
Yeah, like my sister comes home I think the day of my birthday or the day before. Nice. And she's at engineering at Queen's, and so she like has so much work. I don't think she's left her room besides going to the library.
That's a tough program.
So she'll definitely come home and I'll make her celebrate with me.
Are you planning on going to university, college or something?
So I'd like to take a gap year.
Keep the mic a little closer in front of you. There you go.
So I'd like to take a gap year and move to LA and really just focus on music, because like I live in Toronto and I've had to like manage everything with like social life, high school. Like I have so many different responsibilities. Adding on to that, I'm in Toronto, so I can't exactly do everything I'd like to. And so I'd like to move to LA and really just focus on one thing, which is my music. And obviously I'll have to be social as well, because that would be really sad. But I'd really like to just try it and just do it and not have anything stopping me, because I've never been able to experience that. And then I might go to Western.
Good choice. I'm
not sure yet. I'm still waiting on other.
Have you traveled by yourself, like, or at all? Like,
well, I'm not actually that independent as a person.
That was kind of my next question.
Yeah.
You're George, like, how do I frame this politely?
I'll tell you, at least you can pick up on social. I was going there, kind of going down that path next.
Yeah.
So,
well, me and my mom are really close. Like, she's my mom, but she's also like a friend to me. And so I do everything with her. And so I've always traveled with her, and like, I don't think I do anything alone. Like, I don't even like go get food alone. I make a friend come with me. Like, I don't like to do things by myself.
We have a lot of friends. We know a lot of people
like if I order food, sometimes I make them like leave it at the door so I don't have to go get it, or like my friend will go get it. It's just, I don't like doing things alone. Yeah. But traveling alone, I think the most that I've done is like gone on the train by myself from Western to home. And then next year will be a very, very big step. So yeah, I mean, I would be living alone in LA. I would make my mom stay with me for like 2 or 3 weeks at the beginning just to like settle me in. But then I'd have to live by myself. So I don't know. I'm not
complaining about joining you in LA for a little bit either.
It's
a nice vacation.
Well, I'm going to get a 2-bedroom. So then 1 bedroom can be hers and then the other will be mine.
There you go. Do you have, I guess through the industry, and obviously a lot of Canadians do move down to LA. Do you have any friends down there that you've either worked with or maybe done some songwriting? Songwriting or producing anything with?
Well, I've worked with a bunch of people down there. I work with Jimmy McCorman. He's definitely older, so I wouldn't necessarily call him someone I would socialize with, but he's like a mentor to me. So I've worked with him a bunch of times, and I've also worked with a bunch of other people. And I work with like older people. I think like there's a weird age gap between like me, which is like 18, and usually I'll work with people like 24 plus. And so I want to be able to move down there and like socially work as well and be able to make more friends. I definitely know people down there that I would reach out to. Like I have a friend, Sammy J. She actually goes to school there now. And so I was supposed to see her last time, but school got in the way. And I would definitely socialize with her. And she actually has a podcast too. I forget what it's called, but
it's not as big as the Pals.
No, it's not.
Could have given her a plug though, but
yeah, but I have a few people that I know down there that I would definitely socialize with. But you know, I'll make friends.
No interest in going to UCLA or something?
Well, I applied. The only issue is that I don't want to go to a school just because I want to live there. Like, university is actually really expensive, which I didn't know about.
A Canadian going to the States is crazy.
It's just like a disgusting amount of money that I'm not looking to go there for education. I would be looking to go there to live there. And I don't think it's worth that kind of investment to get nothing out of it besides like living there. It's like me staying in a condo for like not even close to the money that I would be spending to go to school there is like a nice condo and not res. Like there's so many things.
So you want to do a gap year? Is it kind of just go down, see what happens, kind of take kind of give it the whole full hurrah and see where it goes, and then figure it out kind of at the end of that year? Do I keep doing it down here? Do I go to university and do it on the side? Like, is that kind of the plan?
Well, I feel like for the first year, I think my mom's a little nervous about me not doing any school because, again, I'm not that independent, and so I don't think.
At least you're self-aware, though, right?
Yeah, I've been told I'm very self-aware.
That might be more important skill to have at a young age than being independent. Mm-hmm. You can learn independence.
Yeah, I can. I will.
Yeah.
But me not doing any school, like any learning for an entire year, might throw me off a lot. And so I might do some courses. I want to talk to Western, I want to go to the MIT program.
Do not.
Why?
I did it.
And you hated it?
Hated it.
Oh, God.
So I hate to cut you off here. I'm going to tell a story. And I've told it on the pod before, but whatever. I'm going to tell you anyways. So I went into, because again, media, information, technoculture, media program. Sounds cool. Sounds fun. And I knew I wanted to go to Western. I didn't care what program I went to. I was going to Western. I went there when I was 16 to visit my brother. I just got cheated on by my high school girlfriend. My mom dragged me there because I didn't want to go. I was like super like sad, cheated on, 16, like the end of my world. My mom was like, you have to go. You told your brother you were going to visit him. I'm making you go. So dragged me there. I had the best night of like my teenage life. I'm like, I'm going to Western. My marks were like not debatable, but debatable for Western because you have to have like decent grades for Western. And I ended up applying to like 5 different programs, and the media program MIT sounded the coolest. Well, the media program is basically based around this guy, Karl Marx, like Marxism and whatever. And it's all theory. It's not practical. The MTP program is actual practical work, and that's the joint program with Fanshawe and Western. And I went there, and after first year, they cut half the class. So 300 students get accepted, or this is when I was there. 300 get accepted. They cut it to 150 after first year. So they take your top 4 out of your 5 marks. So they take like half credits, half course counts as a half credit, whatever. Your top 4 out of your 5. I took Italian in first year, and like I took Italian in high school. So I basically got like 96 or something on that. So it basically brought up all my other marks, and that was a full 1 credit. So it brought up all my other marks. So I made it into second year, and I wanted to switch out, but I didn't want people to think I got kicked out. For like one of the few times in my life where I cared about what other people think about me, I didn't leave. I should have left and went into business, and I didn't because I'm like, oh, second year is when business gets hard. Do I want to go in a hard program? I'm already here. I don't want people to think I got kicked out, so I'm going to stay. I stayed, and I fucking hated it.
I don't know if I could do it if I hated it.
Mind you, I know some people that liked that.
Who else on the podcast? We had a guest on that was in MIT that said they liked it.
Yeah. Who was it?
It was a girl, I think.
Was it Alyssa Reed?
No. Anyways, we'll think about it, but
if you like it, go into just make sure
I don't
like read the
care.
courses and like actually look into it, because I just did it because it's like media program. I want to go in marketing. I like media.
Yeah. I have no
Look
idea
into
what
it.
it is. I
Yeah,
literally just applied.
Like
it was
well.
Yeah, because like a lot of my good girlfriends too that were like Mila and Nicole, they didn't like it. They might have got kicked out. I don't know. Might put them.
They're gonna hear this and be pissed.
But just make sure you like actually look at. Don't just go because like it sounds cool. That's what I did.
My sister found out I got in, and she sounded surprised, and she was like, "Oh wow, like that's actually a good program." So I was like, "Okay, I'll go there."
Yeah, it's hard to get into that program.
Yeah,
again, they only
very
accept 300 students. Yeah.
that I did.
To your point, so I don't want to give because I've been out of school for a while now. I went to Western. I was in a different program. I went to university. I always knew what I was going to do growing up. I grew up in a family like entrepreneur family. My dad has a business, and I always knew I wanted to do that. I always knew I wanted to be like him, be a businessman, which is a very vague term.
Businessman.
You can be a businessman who owns a science company. You're a scientist or a businessman.
Businessman.
But anyways, I met Ricky in first year. I was very different today than I am then. The thing that changed me, or I got the most out of from university, was the social aspect, the friendships, and just maturing. I was always pretty like independent. Like I would like cook and clean and all that stuff from a young age. My family owns a cleaning company, so I was like ingrained in me to be OCD and clean and all that. I learned the most out of the friends I made and all that stuff, the social skills, all that kind of thing. I don't want to say that I didn't get value out of the educational aspect because I naturally did a little bit. But I also did a gap year later in life. So I took a year off, a sabbatical.
I was really going to say, when the hell did you take a gap year?
So I didn't have the courage to do it when I was younger. I never did a trip backpacking after university. I never did a gap year because I was more like timid. The social aspect helped me become where I am today. So I'm grateful that I didn't do it then. I don't think I was ready. But if like someone like yourself, you seem pretty social and pretty self-aware of that stuff, the year abroad I did later gave me more than anything I ever did in life. By far. I traveled the world for 13 months, 6 of it by myself. The rest, like friends met me different places. I went to like 40 countries and like did a lot. That's a story for another day, but that really changed me as a person the most. It made me be even more independent, made me care less what people thought about me, made me just like really know who I am. So I don't want to give you advice not to pursue an education, but in terms of like being away and traveling and being alone, it changes you a lot, I think, for the better. Obviously, I was a little bit older than you, and I'm a guy, so I don't want to give advice. Like, obviously, while I'm sitting here, I'm not advising you do anything. I'm just telling you my experience. And yeah, it just like, you know, they're both equally valuable in life. Depends what you want to be in life, what you want to do, and what you want to learn.
It's hard because you really have to think about it and then make the right decision. I think this summer I might travel, which would be really good because I don't really travel much without my parents. I haven't actually. I don't think ever. I don't know. But I might go to Spain.
Best country in the world.
We were going to go to
Whoa.
Israel.
Best country.
Not the best country in the world, but it is really good.
My
We've been a lot of
Yeah.
times, so we can give you guys recommendations.
We were going to go to Israel. We were going to stay there for like 2 weeks. And my friend has been there like a million times. And she has family there. So it was good. It was like a good idea of a transition for me to like have a bit of a support system like in the country and also in the same city. So like if we needed them, they'd be there. But then we just never planned it. She's very unorganized. So now I think it's Spain, maybe Italy, maybe Greece.
Greece is the best country in the world.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Greece is the greatest country in the world. Very safe. I will give you every recommendation, and like I can plan everything for you
We do that
guys.
trip almost every year.
If you couldn't tell, I'm Greek.
Really?
So.
Yeah, we do. Usually every summer we do a Europe trip. Us and kind of friends join. Usually just us two are the core pieces. But we've done Greece together 3 times now.
Yeah, and they're going this summer again.
We're going this summer. We've done Spain.
I've done it like 7-8 times.
Yeah, but together, how many times have we done it?
Oh, 4 probably.
Yeah.
Do it again this summer.
We've done Italy once. We've done Croatia twice. We do that Mediterranean hotspot. We usually do every summer.
Yeah.
So highly, highly recommend doing that.
Well, I really want to. It's just the part of organizing it. And I'm not paying for it. My parents would be paying for it. So I would need their permission. And I think my dad is nervous about me doing things alone because I'm definitely not at the place where I should
All right,
be.
why didn't you do this? First, maybe organize a night out in Toronto where you go, you pick up the food yourself. Maybe you go to a couple spots in Toronto, learn that little independence, come home, maybe do some laundry alone.
I don't know if I could do that.
No,
Well, the laundry I don't think I'll ever do. I'll take it somewhere.
that's what
I
you
don't
say
know how
now.
it
That's
works.
what you say now. Wait till you get a little bit older. You're gonna be like, I'm not paying $8 a pound for laundry or whatever the going rate is.
It's a lot. Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. Maybe my mom will come and visit me.
Hey, this is good though. This is good because a lot of people they get annoyed at their parents. Like we're also similar to you. We're very, very close with our moms. Like we do a mother-son trip every year. We're actually just in the process of planning what our trips might be this year.
We travel with our dads too, but they're a little bit tougher to travel with.
My dad is very tough to
They're
travel
very
with.
particular. They always want to know what's going on, or like just chill. We've traveled more than you now. We know what we're doing. 1,000 questions. Oh, you sure it's not this train? No, I booked the ticket. I know it's this train. That looks like the right train.
Can I tell a story about your dad in Japan when we were going for the trains?
If you want to.
So
sure.
we're traveling in Japan. We did so me and my family went to go. This is during his sabbatical, his time off. We went to go meet him and his family in Japan and China for what was it, a 2-week trip?
It was my birthday, actually. Almost
his
exactly
birthday,
like 3 years ago.
27 or 28.
28. So 4 years ago.
So we're traveling. So George is a good planner. He's our travel guy. You need something planned, he'll plan it. Whatever it's going to cost, add 20 to 30%. That's what it actually costs. But George is good like that.
Good planner, bad budgeter.
Yeah. Well, now you're not a bad budgeter. It's just your numbers are always 30% lower than what they actually cost.
That's how you convince people to come.
Yeah,
because then they just
exactly.
last and they get
so
them later.
now that we know we're good. So he plans this trip. We're in Japan. We're getting on. We're going to see the cherry blossoms in like a place in a different part of Japan. It's about a 3-hour train ride. So we get to the train station. George has all of our tickets. We're all walking, and it's pretty like organized. Okay, the yellow line. You follow.
It's very organized.
Yeah,
It's the most precise train in the world. It's only ever late by like 10 seconds on a daily basis every single day.
Yeah. It's crazy. And like in the train station, you just follow the yellow line and it takes you from like where you got to go to the yellow train line, follow the green to the green, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going and like George is like, hey, we got to get on the yellow train. And Chris is like, I think it's this way because there's a yellow sign that way. And George is like, no, we just got to follow the path. And this is our first time like traveling again.
It was a train showed up. Like there was a train. Our train was at 11:30 and a train showed up at 11:29. And he's like, is this the train? I'm like, it's not the train. Same track, same thing. They all come in the same spot. I'm like, it's not.
But it's not the yellow one.
It would
or
not
whatever.
be in that minute early. I promise you it's not our train.
Dad's like, we got to get on it. George's like, no, we don't. And at this point, I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Like, do I trust the dad? Do I trust George? Because George is like my travel guy. Like, what do we? And we're just kind of watching. Like, George gets frustrated at times pretty easily.
Very.
So then George is like, oh, cheese. And we're like, all right, man, what train do we fucking get?
No, they got on, and our parents are like now friends. They're us being friends. Our dad's very similar. They both get on. We're like, all right. I'm like, just follow them then, I guess. And we get on, and I can see them in the right car looking on their tickets for the seat. And I was like, guys, we're on the wrong train. Just sit in an empty seat. And I can see my dad seeing that there's someone in theoretically his seat. Sorry. which is not his seat because it's not the right train. So I'm like, he goes up to him. I was like, don't talk to him. He's in the right seat. We're on the wrong train. He's like, excuse me, like, this is my seat. And it's Japan. People don't speak English that easily. Tries to tell him. The guy's like, whatever. The conductor's now coming, like walking down the train. It's moving. He's checking tickets. I was like, Dad, don't talk to him. Just sit in any seat. Excuse me, sir. This is my ticket. He's in my seat. Guy goes, you're on the wrong train. They kicked us off on the next stop. We had to wait at that station, which was not the right station now. So now we're on all the wrong trains. Anyways, at the end, I say, I told you so. And then, our dads have to tell us, well, we thought they, anyways.
I don't know what the moral of the story.
The moral of the story is, dads don't know as much as they say.
Yeah, go and make your mistakes. You'll figure it out. And that's it.
My dad always thinks he's right.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to our world.
Airplanes is like, I can't go to the airport with this man. He runs. He actually runs.
Well, you can't go with him. You can't go without him.
I know.
You're in a tricky spot here. That's it. Mom,
traveler.
that's it. Travel with Michelle and that's
Have
it.
you guys ever seen the TikTok? That's like, I guess a girl took it of her dad, like the airport dad.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
So that's me at the airport though. Like that's how I am. I'm like trying to keep everyone organized. I like hands on the hips, looking around the line, talking to her. That's me. Like I am that. Hopefully my kids
I
are
sent
gonna
that
hate
to
me
my
one
dad
day.
and I was like, that's you.
Yeah.
But worse.
Way worse. We kind of got off track a little bit though. Back to the single. We're talking about the single. Right?
Single, yeah.
Moving to LA.
Moving to LA.
So we're talking about you, less about us. So let's pivot back to
Georgie, bring it back. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the single, because we didn't actually even talk about that yet.
See what happens? We said, like, that's why we ask early because we get derailed.
Yeah.
And then we don't end up talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, love that first song. Came out last month. Are you doing like press? Well, obviously you're doing press. You're here. Any shows that like align with it? Is it going to followed by an album?
So I think it's going to follow with another single. We're still kind of choosing which one. I think there's like 2 or 3. And I think I'm going to ask TikTok which one they think I should release, and whatever does the best, then I'll post that one. And I don't know. I mean, I've had obviously some stuff with press, but I'm also trying to take it a bit easy right now because I think exams are starting for me.
You think exams are starting?
Yes. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's starting around now. And because of that, we have like the end of year, like all of our work. And then I think that's it for me. I think that's, then I graduate. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but because of that, I'm like kind of like, I can't go to LA right now. I'd really like to. We were going to plan a trip, but I think I have to wait till I graduate.
What's it like being in high school? Like when you have obviously like this kind of following, a little bit of fame, and come out on like, do your friends like when you walk through the halls, is it like, yo, like that's her? Like,
well, I know with some of the younger kids at my school, like it is JK to grade 12. So like there's a lot of younger kids. Everyone's younger basically. But I think like maybe middle school and grade 9 and maybe some of the younger kids, like I've noticed sometimes they'll be like, oh, like that's Asia, like she sings, whatever. But like with my friends, I don't really talk about it a lot. Like I've tried to more now just because like we're older, like they're more mature to like understand what I do with my like real friends. But like I used to see it as bragging because I thought it was like so cool that I was doing all this. And when I was younger, I did not shut up about it at all. And everyone like hated me. And that's literally followed me till now. Like my first day at school, I came in, I sang to my class. And that was grade 3. And like people remember me for that. Like, oh, she sang, like literally walked in, like
yeah,
presented.
You have to.
Your first day of school, you walked in and sang?
I walked in and I was like, hi, I'm Asia. And then I went to the teacher and I was like, can I please sing a song to the class? I want them to know who I am. And so I sang them a song.
I respect that.
They hated me.
Yo, who cares?
They literally hated me.
Everybody hates until you make it.
And
then they're all going to be like, oh my God, I remember when she sang in front of our class in grade 3.
Yeah,
that's exactly what people
hated
say.
Me. And that summer I won the Perez Hilton Can You Sing cover competition. So I also walked in after like a summer of like interviews on the news. Like all the parents were like, oh my God, that girl, I saw her on the news this summer. Like she won a competition, super cool. And then I had to sing to the class, make them hate me even more.
No, man, I respect that.
Yeah.
I wish I had a talent.
Don't worry, I didn't have a good high school either, and I turned out all right.
Yeah, it's almost over. I was actually like thinking about it. I wanted to release this like album / like mixtape, I guess, of every single song that I've written about the awful girls at my school.
Well, yeah,
and I was like,
also
that
like
would be
all
so
girls
good.
schools can be tough. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're next level tough. Like
yeah.
the shit that I have to deal with just to survive in that school is like, I mean, it's a great school. Like I just have a bad grade, I guess.
Yeah, man, you put
you
a
gotta
bunch
keep
of
in mind too, like one thing I learned this as I got older, because there's people that are like mean and bad people, and you're not going to be liked if you're a mean or bad person. But there's also people that hate on people that are doing more than them. And I don't know where I saw this, but like no one's going to go and talk crap and shit about someone who's not doing as much, because you're not going to punch down. That makes you look like a weak person.
Yeah.
So they're going to try and take you down to their level. I'm sure I'm not telling you something that you don't know.
I posted something like that today or yesterday.
Similar.
Yeah.
You post something on your story.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
but I didn't see that from that. I
issue.
actually I saw it. I was thinking about it recently. Maybe it was my girlfriend told me. Someone said something, because I was feeling like kind of down one day, and like they're like, no one's gonna criticize you if you're doing less than them. They're gonna do it if you're doing more, right? So
yeah, well, it's even worse because I'm so confident and like I will not take it. Like I literally will just go up to their face, and I can't. I'm just too direct. Like I'm confident and I'm very social, and I don't have
Be good.
And so the issue with that is that when they talk about me or like have an issue, I'll like go up to them and be like, if you have something to say it to my face or shut up. And that makes them hate me even more.
Have you ever been in a fight?
A real fight? Like I think
Mom's like,
I
Do me
think
a favor, pull it a little bit closer.
Close, yeah.
so. I think
pull it towards you like this. So it's a little bit. Yeah.
So I think like maybe at a party I may have fought somebody.
I may have fought somebody.
Pals exclusive. It's not the best exclusive I've ever had, because now she's gonna be in trouble.
No, she knows everything.
Yeah.
The thing I posted the other day. I reposted it for someone. You might not realize it now, but other people are watching the things you're doing. Each time that you show up, you're giving someone a reason to push forward. When you feel like you're taking the easy road, just remember that your choice is always bigger than just you. So it's not the same, but it's also one of those kind of ideas that just keep going, and doesn't
Something motivational.
Yeah. It's moving though, right? Because again, sometimes you feel that like, oh, people hate me, blah blah blah, and it's like, again, it's just because you're doing something. If you're not doing something, there's no reason to talk about you. There's no reason to hate. There's no reason to do anything, because you're not doing anything.
Well, they don't hate me. They hate what I do.
Yeah,
like,
they hate that you're doing something.
Me.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you another thing too on that same topic. Rick's my best friend. He is getting he is factually getting big on TikTok. I hate his TikToks. I criticize him all the time. But who am I to tell him to stop doing it if it makes him happy, makes him income, whatever it is? I'm aware I'm giving you advice that I'm also hypocritical, because I criticize people that I'm close with, that I'm like, why are you doing this? But I don't do it I'm not trying to bring them down. I just like, I wouldn't do that. But again, if you're happy doing it shouldn't matter what anyone else thinks. And I'm sure you know that as well, because you seem to be pursuing what you do care. And that's the thing too. You're doing it at the right age. You seem to have the wherewithal to like realize I'm young. I have the opportunity and the time and the talent. Like, you don't want to look back and say, I listened to these people, so I didn't do it, and now what could have been, right? That's the worst thing. That's why I took that trip when I wanted to. I know I was working at a pretty decent career at that point. I just left. I said, and I had my family to like that kind of mix going on, so I had to let them down a little bit. But honestly, in the end, it worked out. But I was like, I want to do this. It makes me happy. Doesn't matter what no one else thinks.
Yeah, well, I do get a lot of criticism, and I think it doesn't come from hate. Like, I'll have random people sometimes be like, oh, the stuff you post is weird. Why do you post that? I'll be like, oh, well, it's for my music. I'm not an influencer. I don't post because I enjoy so much about sharing all the parts of my life. But the only way for people to get to know me is through the screen. So either I stop music, which is what I love, or I post stuff that people might find weird. And I don't have time to sit there and listen or think about it, even though I think I listen more than I'd like to say that I do. I definitely filter some of the stuff that I post where I'm a weird person, I would say. I do whatever I want and I don't care what people think. But I think as I've grown up, it's kind of come back a bit more than I'd like to admit.
At the end of the day, you're so young where you should just post what you want, and who cares what other people think? Because at the end of the day, you are a unique person. You are you. There's only one you in this world. And what makes you you is exactly what you said. You might be weird. You might do this, you that. When you start filtering things out, you become more like other people.
Yeah,
which
and
is
I don't
not
want to blend.
good. You don't want to blend. You want to stand out. And I say this all the time. Everybody, even if two people are very similar, they're also very different. Because there are certain unique characteristics about each individual person that make them them. So you can have twins that grew up the same, they look the same, they're identical, but they're also so different in the way, in certain characteristics and certain things that they do. And you don't know that until you really get to meet them. How do you get to meet people these days? Online, through social media, well, obviously in person, but lately that hasn't been as big of a thing as it hasn't been in past years. And considering you're just kind of really starting your career, that you haven't had a chance to do live shows, meet and greets, and all these things. So don't worry about it. And again, you can do what you want, but I wouldn't say worry about what other people think, because again, who cares? They're not you. When you go to bed at night, you put your head on the pillow. They're not you. You're you. Do what makes you happy. Post what you want to post, and F everybody else.
I just really want to graduate.
That's it. I just graduate, go to LA.
I keep saying to my mom, like, the second that I get out of that, I will be able to have so much more like freedom, and like I won't care as much. I feel like I have like social issues with some of the girls in my school, like big ones, where like I haven't been to school in a while because first of all, I don't like going to school. It's really boring. But
says every 17, 18-year-old in the world.
Yeah, but like going there, I just like, I don't feel good when I'm there because no one makes me feel good. So like I'll stay home, hang out with my mom a lot, and I enjoy that. And so the school is obviously like, what are you doing? Like, you need to finish, like come to school. And so I haven't really been, but like the second that I'm out and I don't have to see those girls ever again, I feel like there will automatically be like a weight lifted off my shoulders, and I'll just be so much more like creative and like fun.
That was like my high school experience. My high school didn't end well. Like, it was cool when I was in it. It was fun. I'm going to call it like a late bloomer in terms of like my social abilities.
Jack Harlow song?
What song?
I don't know. It said something about late bloomer.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, like I always knew when I was in school, mind you, again, for myself, I didn't have the same maybe self-awareness. Like I maybe thought I was cooler than I was in certain things. So I was a bit of like, I guess you could say cocky at times rather than confidence. But like my experience ended poorly, and then I went to Western and had the best time of my life, and then I finished Western the best time after that. And every year, to me, like, I don't look backwards.
Your life got so amazing once you met me. I don't know how this happened.
I mean, you can say that, I guess, but I mean, the best year that I had, I was by myself traveling the world. So I mean, you tell me. No, I like, the thing is too, is like, you know, at the end of the day, as shitty as it is, it does help shape you and make you the person you are. Yeah. It's all perspective too, right? And again, maybe I'm telling you something you know, but like, I was actually having this conversation with my girlfriend the other day. Like, I didn't enjoy the way high school ended. Like, it left a bitter taste in my mouth. And then I looked back on that and I would say, well, I'm going to do these like great things, and like everyone's going to kind of regret it, if you will. But then I was like, what does it matter? It took me a while to even realize this. I'm like, why does it matter? Why am I trying to like get back at people or do things for like those reasons? Like, that doesn't matter. They are not relevant. They don't exist. But like the things that I learned, if I look back, okay, they were mean, but did I do something wrong? There's maybe a chance that in their reality that I did something to affect them that I didn't consider. So I can sit here and say it's their fault, or I can say this happened. It's not good or bad. It just happened. It's a fact. And what can I take out of it to make me a better person going forward? And again, that's one of the things that like took me a while, like through my 20s, to figure that out. That like, you know, whether something good or bad happens to you, like it's good or bad is subjective. It's how you put it in perspective and what you take out of it, right? So these girls, it might be, I don't want to say a bad word, they might be mean. But at the end of the day, it's probably, you know, it could be pushing you to get out of there faster and do certain things. It might guide you to the next, to greatness. You never know, right? So,
well, I always say like, this stuff is like so annoying and it sucks, but like at least I'll get some good songs out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Like, that's the good part about being a singer and a musician, and I write all the time. And so every single time these things happen to me, I literally just like, I'll write it down and be like, this is what I'm going to write about. And it'll be a great song. I just wrote like this amazing song I'm so excited about, literally about a specific situation that happened at school right before the trip. The day before I went to LA, this awful thing happened. I like cried the entire day. It was like the worst day. And then I wrote a really good song.
So did you like so you channeled it after you felt really good? Like right now thinking about it, the day probably sucked.
Oh,
but that song
sucked.
you're really pumped about.
Well, yeah, I always say like, even when I am sitting there and like crying and I'm like, you know what, like I'm done. I'm so done. I'm like, you know what, it's fine. Like I'll write a really good song and then you guys will be embarrassed because everybody will know it's about you.
Oh, so no, this is not like a subtle like not.
No, like I was talking about like with my mom, she knows everything and we just like laugh about some of these things. But like I was saying to her, like the kind of promo I could do on TikTok, the girl that the song is specifically about. Her name starts with a B, and I was like,
holy!
I was gonna say, okay.
Wow, they're gonna.
And I was like gonna post a TikTok and be like, let's just pretend her name is B, as in like BEA, and be like, this girl did this like thing, and give the specifics, and be like, and I wrote a song about it. Here you go, and like let them. She follows me. She'll see it. Like she knows.
She knows. She should know.
That'd be a pretty funny clip. I don't want to.
No, but it's also it's that story I've been telling recently about the farmer.
Yeah.
The Asian.
It's like a metaphor for life.
Yeah. I had a thought.
Are you gonna tell the farmer story?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because I've said it so many times. But I'll tell you offline after. But it's a good way to think about these bad situations. The creative process. We ask a lot of the musicians when they come in. We always get the best answers, and they're always so random too. But I think yours is kind of what you just said. Something happens in your life, you write down the idea for a song, then it's just kind of go from there. Or do you work with other people and say, hey, this is an idea I have, I want to write a song? Or do you just kind of do everything yourself?
So I mostly work in LA when it comes to writing, because Jimmy is someone that I write with a lot, and I also like to work with other people, like in a room with like multiple people, just to be able to like get the ideas and like make a song with like multiple people and make it the best that it can be. So like usually I'll walk in and they're like, so like tell me about your life, and I'm like, okay, wait, like we're gonna have to sit down for this one. Like give them a good like 30-minute breakdown of what happened. They need names, they need specifics, and then we start writing, and we'll usually like I'll tell them what kind of angle I want to go from. So like the song I wrote recently about that situation, I wanted to go from like a how did you grow up like that? Like who made you how awful, and like how do you sleep? The song is basically talking about how do you sleep at night when like you're this bad, when you're like not a good person. And so the idea was to like go from that angle, like, okay, I'm hurt, but like you're messed up. And so I usually create that like kind of idea in my mind. I'm also more like an angrier, sad person.
Okay.
Like I'll say like I usually go for like a more revenge kind of version than like let's be sad about it.
I just picture you writing in like the burn book, like Mean Girls kind of thing.
My
like,
notes, whenever something like
I
this
came home from
happens-
school. Lindsay Lohan did this. Blah blah blah. Like,
Oh yeah, like even like when I get in fights with my parents, like I'll go upstairs and I'll like start writing like in my notes, being like, I'll make like just different words that I like hate. It's literally just like so angry, or like, I mean, I get sad sometimes too, so I'll write like different ideas and stuff.
you get sad every now and then, but mostly hate.
Well, the sadness usually turns into anger, and the sadness usually comes from being social or fights with my parents. There's not really much else that I get. I mean, probably, I don't know. I don't think about it that much, but like if I do get sad, it usually then turns into either like motivation. Like if I get upset about like, I don't know, something with music or anything, like I'll just start off and be like, oh, this sucks. And then it becomes, yeah, like what are we going to do about it? Like, let's fix this. And then, yeah, I don't know. But I do like, I think about the music a lot, just because it's always like, what's next? What am I doing next? Like I'm young and I want to like continue going, and like I'm probably going to be doing this for a long time. So like I'm always thinking about the next step. So whenever I'm like having an emotion, it's always like, what kind of song can I do with this? So
I was gonna say, it makes sense though. Like something happens in your life, you feel something, you want the music to reflect that.
yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll write songs about random stuff too. Like
Okay.
I don't even like, sometimes I'll just like literally write a song about like the day I'm having so far. Like not eventful, not anything, just like that's what I'm doing today. And I've done that in sessions before. Like I'm happy. I went shopping. I got this new, I don't know. And sometimes I'll also write about like just thinking about the people that are going to listen to it. Sometimes I'll try and write a song about like motivating them to want to do something. Like a while ago, I wrote this song about like, you need to be yourself and like powerful and like be you and be confident. Like there's no reason that you should not feel good about yourself. Yeah, that was, but I don't feel bad about myself. It was more thinking about like the person listening.
Fair. Have you known you always wanted to be a singer like your entire life, or was it grade 3 when you came in singing you knew that you wanted to be a singer?
Well, I think I've always been singing. I mean, I don't remember obviously my young days because that's a blackout for me. But I remember when I was super young, I would always be singing. I think I started singing at 6, maybe younger. My dad has a CD of me singing. My first time in the studio was about 6, and it's like Baby by Justin Bieber. And so I know that I grew up loving music, and I also was good at it. And so I felt really cool. Like all the moms and everyone would be like, oh my God, she's so good. And that definitely made me keep going. And then I would sing for like my parents' friends. Anybody that walked in the door, apparently I was singing, which I wouldn't do now. But I think it's always been something I've loved, especially because I was good at it. I loved that. And then I can't imagine what I'd be doing. Like I have so much time, even though I do music. So like I don't know what people do that don't have like a specific thing that they're like motivated or interested in.
I can tell you a lot of people just watch TV and do nothingness.
Yeah, but I do that all the time.
That's true.
Like if I said I take an hour a day just to focus on something for music and I don't go to school much, then I have like 23 hours and I don't sleep much either. I go to bed super late.
How much you sleep on a nightly basis?
Well, the thing is, I went on tour when I was I wasn't 13, 15 maybe. I think it was like, it was right before COVID-ish. And so since then, I've been like conditioned to like be fine after like 3 hours of sleep. And so I sometimes go to bed at like 5 a.m., wake up at 8 and like have to go to school. I've done that before. And then I come home and I take a nap and it's great. But like I can sleep. I take lots of naps.
As said by a 17-year-old. I love it.
Yeah, but I can go to bed like and wake up and be perfectly fine. Like I have this friend and he goes to bed at like 12 and he has to be up at 8. And I'm like, why do you need so much sleep? 8 hours? Like
you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Don't trust me.
I don't know. Like I feel like, especially what I want to be doing, like I want to be touring until I'm like, I drop dead. Like I don't imagine not wanting to tour. It's just like the happiness that it gave me, like being on the road and like getting to perform like that. I don't think I'll ever stop, meaning I'll need to live off of like 3 hours of sleep forever.
Tell us about the tour.
Well, I went on 2. So the first one I did grade 9. I think it was grade 9, and I was still going to high school, and it was like the craziest experience. I had no idea what to think of it. Like it was like, when I think of it, it's like a dream because it just feels so weird to be on tour and like you're actually getting to meet the people. Like before that, I had no faces to put. Like when I think of my audience, I literally have the image of the crowd that I saw, specific faces of people I met. And it was not a regular tour. It was like very face to face. So a lot more like casual and like the family version. Like the people I went on tour with were like amazing people, which you don't usually get. Like you usually have bad things from your tour, but like everything was perfect. Like I can't imagine changing anything besides let's do it again. And so like it was just performing. I think it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sundays. Then I'd fly home and I'd go to work. I mean, school. Yeah. I think of it as work. But yeah, and then I go to school for the week and then went right back out flying like back and forth. That was like, I don't even remember it. Like if I think of it like that, like
blur.
It's a blur. I don't remember going to the classes. Like I don't remember anything, but it was like the best time of my entire life. And then I went on another one and that one was like even better. Like I didn't have to come home for a while. I think I stayed out for a while. I don't even remember. Like it's literally a blur. It's like a dream. I can't remember any details besides the times that I was on stage. Like that's it. And so it was like just like the most amazing thing. And like I've been itching to go away again and just get on tour.
Where were the 2 tours? Like where was the one you're flying back and forth on the weekends? Where?
So it was a US tour. I don't remember. I think there was a Toronto show, but that was like the only show that was in Canada. And then it was like all in the US. Like the places we went to, like it's crazy. I would have never gone there in my entire life. Like we went to Des Moines. I don't even remember.
Iowa?
I don't know.
I think
Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah, that's
random.
That is random. We've been to a lot of the states. I don't think we've been through Iowa.
Like we drove like all the way through, and it was like the weirdest, craziest thing. And like the people we met, like just so different, but they're like so close. It's so weird. I've also like never really traveled around Canada, which I want to, but like it's so weird to think like in the same country, people are so different. Like their culture is different, only a few hours away. And like I really got to see that and like appreciate it and like learn it, which was like really, really cool.
What was I guess favorite show on either tour?
Oh God. Okay.
Or which one that you can remember that you really liked?
Well, I can't remember specific. I do remember the last show of the first tour. That was in Miami. And then my whole family came out because I think it was like a long weekend or something. And so my whole family, like my siblings, my cousins, my grandparents were there. I remember that night my grandfather like got hurt and that kind of like made the day negative. But not that I blame him, of course. That was not his fault. But I just remember he like slipped or something. And like everybody got to meet the people I just spent so much time with. Like I went with a boy band, which was super crazy for me because I went to an all-girls school. I definitely had guys that were friends, but like spending so much time with boys that were also so much older. Like I was like a sister and it was crazy and so much fun. And then my brother got to meet them. My brother's like, he's in grade 9 now. So he was like a little child hanging out with like 20-year-olds and like it was so cool. And then it was like we were so close by the end of the tour that like I went out during their set and like sang one of their songs because by then I knew it. And like they also had like dances and like I learned one of the dances and I did it with them on stage. And then we had to say bye and it was actually really sad. I think I cried. And then, you know, it was just like the best because we were like, oh my God, it's over. So happy, but so sad. It was like leaving camp.
I could imagine that.
Yeah. It was really, really crazy.
Say your goodbyes, give everyone hugs, everyone's crying.
It was really sad. And we had like a group chat that we tried to continue on Snapchat, but like I'm the only one that snaps all the time. So
They used to be.
Well, they're what, 25 now, give or take. So the Snapchat's fading for them.
Yeah, well, for me, like I've grown up with Snapchat. Like I'm over 1 million points or whatever it's called, and I've just
You have 1 million points on Snapchat.
like 1,100,000.
So that means
is that
a million. So that's 1 million interactions. So either video sent, picture sent, received, or whatever.
I wonder what mine would have been.
Each interact, I use Snapchat probably more than you did, or equally as amount, and I'm at like 100,000.
I used it a lot.
So maybe you would have been a little.
I don't know, but I used it a lot, but I got off it. My cousins are probably around.
I see someone at like 500,000. I'm like, holy crap, that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, I snap like 400 people. So like.
Wait, you send it to 400, like everything you like.
No, I'll say like once a week I probably snap around 300 to 400 people.
That is wild.
And then I snap a lot of people a day. I'll say I probably send like 2,000 snaps a day.
How long Snapchat been around for? 7 years? 8 years?
We were in university when it came out. Probably.
So let's say 10 years, give or take.
It's
if you have 1
probably a little
million,
longer.
let's just use 10 because it's round.
Yeah,
You're at 1 million.
yeah.
That means it's 100,000 a year. That means it's give or take 10,000 points a month, roughly. That means that's 2,500 points a week, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So you're.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So that's 2,500 interactions a week on Snapchat. That's crazy.
And probably more because I got Snapchat when I turned 11 and I'm 18.
So 7 years. I can't do the math right now, but
I got it right at the beginning.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, yeah.
And I definitely didn't snap that much. I probably had like 4 friends when I first got it.
I have a question. What is the most used app amongst like?
I was
your
literally
school?
I was gonna ask her favorite, but yeah.
No, like what do people your age use the most?
So
We're aging ourselves.
there's actually this
I'm
new
just trying to
app.
think from like an investment purpose.
You guys should get
What
it.
stock should I buy?
It's new and it's called Be Real.
I know Be Real. So when you take photos of other people, they can't take. You can't. There's no selfie camera on it.
No, it is. So you take a picture of something and at the same time it takes a picture of you. And it's supposed to be like this version of social media
More
that's
authentic.
not so fake. It's not about like the numbers or anything. And it's just supposed to be like it's like Snapchat, but less fake.
Yeah.
And so you can't see other people's posts till you post. And you have to post every day.
You can post one a day.
Yeah.
Right.
You can only post one a day and then you can see everybody else's posts. And so people will take like the most random pictures and whatever. And like I was like one of the people that I would say started it in my grade because I got it in December and everybody got it this week. So it's like the new thing. And I only got it because my friend that goes to Western was like, you need to get this app and you need to post and look at me every day. And I was like, okay. So I did. And now everybody's getting it. So right now, that's like the rage. in my age
Be
right now.
real.
I told you about it. It's the one that raised $100 million back when there was Be Real and there was another one, 2 photo sharing apps that are like more authentic. They were actually, so it actually launched like Be Real came out probably a year and a half ago. It's a French app. It came from France. It like built slow traction, and then about probably around this time a year ago, they raised, I don't know if you know the tech space, but they raised $100 million valuation, which is a very valuable company for being a year old. And it's like the biggest thing right now.
Like everybody, like everyone's using it. But besides that, like that's the rage right now. But like Snapchat, everybody's on it. I can see every 5 minutes people are on their phones. Like I can see their locations. So that's definitely.
So you're like in your school, let's say your age, Snapchat is used more than Instagram, more than TikTok, more than everything. Like,
Instagram is like special. You don't go on Instagram unless you have to post something very special or to comment like, "Oh, so pretty," like the fakest stuff on people's posts, like
short Facebook stuff.
Like, or if you want to stalk someone, like when I have this friend and she was like stalking this girl yesterday, she goes on her Instagram, her Visco, which I actually don't use Visco, her TikTok, and
I never understood Visco. It's just
I used it a bit.
Me neither. I
used it for myself.
Understand.
Like I didn't follow anyone. No one followed me. I just posted like my like pictures that I liked that for like were of like travel stuff.
Why don't you just post it on Instagram?
Because I don't know. I'm someone that I don't love to flood. Like I don't know. I liked it. It looks nicer.
Fair enough.
I guess it's like, yeah, but people my age just use it to post like pictures they don't want to post on Instagram, but they still look good in, or like.
So it's like their Finsta, if you will.
Yeah, but like less like filled like in like when you post on your Finsta, you post like ugly stuff and like they don't care. Visco is like people click this link to stalk you and see what you look like. That's why. So like they post their good stuff.
Man, I do. This is crazy. Did we do it? Like we didn't do this when we were. Because Visco was around and Insta, like this is all around when we were.
The only reason I know what Visco is because I dated a girl from Norway and she had a Visco.
And she probably posted
it was
like
her,
so
no,
many
she
things.
didn't post that much, but it was her link in bio.
Oh.
And I would click it occasionally, and then I'd be like, why don't you just post this on Instagram? Like, this is a really nice picture. And she'd be like, oh, they don't have the filters on Instagram. I was like, yeah, but why don't you just filter it on Visco and then post it on Instagram? She's like, well, I posted on Visco. I don't need to post it on Instagram. I'm like,
that's weird. I would edit on Visco and take it to Instagram after.
Yeah, like that's what, if you're using it.
But like I post pictures, I take pictures of like architecture, travel, or beach. I'm like, I don't want to flood my Instagram with pictures of beaches.
Yeah,
it's probably such an aesthetic Visco.
Mine was pretty cool.
I don't understand it. Like I think I may have made an account like years ago because everyone was like, you have to get it, and I was like what am I putting on this? I don't have time to manage Snapchat, Instagram.
Whoa, what are you talking about? You said you have so much time.
I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy.
Energy, that's a better word. That's a good one.
The want to do it.
That's so crazy. Because I remember like I was in, I think it was like I was in Greece a few summers ago, and I have, like I said, I have cousins, like my second cousins, but they're around your age, in and around that range, like let's say middle school up to high school, now even university. And I remember once I was like trying to make plans with one of them, and I texted them. They don't respond. I'm like, do you guys not answer your phones? They're like, well, you have to Snapchat us. I'm like, guys, I'm like 10 years older than you. I have Snapchat, but I'm not adding you to my Snapchat. You are kids. I'm not doing that. Answer my text messages. They're like, no, message us on Snapchat. I was like, what world are we living in? And then I started to see like more like younger people that only use Snapchat to communicate.
Mm-hmm. That's how I know when a girl comments on my TikToks, like, what's your Snap? That's how I know she's too young for me. That's like my deciding factor. What's your Snap? I literally respond like, I'm too old for you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my cutoff. That's my cutoff. If you're using Snapchat more than Instagram, too young for me. That's it.
What is your favorite app to use though? Is it Snapchat?
Well, there's different things. I like to scroll through TikTok because you get a million things. Plus, it actually helps me. Like, I'll look and I'll see like other people that are doing music and they'll post stuff. Like, I follow a bunch of other like music creators on TikTok, and I like look at that for like inspiration on like how to do a good post, because it's like so much thought to post something that's like actually quality content. And then I like to look at like fashion stuff on TikTok. I also really like watching people eat on TikTok.
Really?
Like,
mukbang?
Yes. Like when people like,
oh, I can't.
No, I love it. I know people on Instagram too. I watch like the reels, and I search up like mukbang, like ASMR, like just eat, and I want to watch.
Really?
When I can't sleep, that's what I
don't know why watching people eat I don't know why it irks me so much.
I had no idea what mukbang was until about 6 months ago, maybe a year ago.
Really?
And yeah, Nad and Eden
Used
told
to
me
be big
about
on YouTube.
I had no idea. I'm not a YouTube guy. You know
I'm a
that,
big
right?
YouTube guy.
So I had no idea what it was, and someone's like, "Yeah, you just go and you watch people eat." I'm like, "Why would you do this? Like, what's the value to this? Like, what do you get as this? Like, I don't know. Just people do this." And I'm watching like some of these mukbang people have like millions of followers, and they just sit there with a 6-piece nugget meal and large Coke and a McFlurry on the side, and boom, million of hits. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And they get it for free. Like,
they're getting paid. They're getting paid.
And like,
it's like
they
this
don't
guy's
pay
dream
for anything.
here.
Well, I wish.
That is not my dream.
Get paid millions of bucks to eat some nuggets.
I have a nickname, just so for context. Rick, how did this start?
I made a Finsta for you a long time ago.
I have long hair. I've had it for the last few years. At one point, I guess it was nice. And one of my buddies or something said, "You look like Brad Pitt," and I was like, "No, I don't. Like, that's weird." And one of my buddies is like,
your
more
cousin.
like my cousin, who's one of my best friends. He's like, more like Fat Pitt, because I'm a bit chubbier. Anyways, it doesn't bother me. But then Ricky made an account.
I made a Finsta
at
for
Fat Pitt, and he would just post pictures of me eating food. It was honestly, I don't mind. It doesn't bother me.
It's funny.
It's kind of funny, but what were we going about with Fat Pitt? Or see,
As-
my dream
as-
job. I
yeah.
don't actually love eat. Like, I mean, yeah. Anyways, whatever.
You watch him eat, and it looks like he loves it.
I love food. Like,
That's
my dad is also, he really likes making food. Like, mainly like Italian. They're just heavy. Just anything heavy, he likes to make it. Like, we eat ribs, steak, and he's really good at it. So I've grown up eating like quality food for our dinners, and like because of that, we also talk about food all the time. And so like because of that, I've grown up with like an understanding and like appreciation for like good food. Although I have like a really bad fast food habit as well.
Yeah.
But like I like food a lot, and so like watching people eat food is just as fun because I'm like, I want to try that tomorrow. Like I literally have on my Snapchat memories when I can't sleep and I'm watching these mukbangs, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna eat that tomorrow. I have a note Snapchat memory being like, corn dogs. I got corn dogs from this place because I saw people.
Korean corn dogs or whatever. Yeah,
I ordered them
Are they
yesterday.
good?
They're actually not that good, but they're really fun to watch people eat them.
Yeah, well, I don't know that's. I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, these look kind of good.
They're not that good,
No.
but like when you watch, it's fun to like eat. And so I was really excited. I wrote that one down, and then there was like so many other things just in this one picture. It's like a black picture with like a bunch of food
Just
on
notes.
it.
Okay,
That's like I was gonna say one thing. That's like my family too. So I grew up the same way. My dad is like both my parents cook, but my dad is an exceptional cook. Like very, very, very good. Takes it very seriously. Like we go over family dinners now on Tuesday. My siblings are all older. They're both married, so we all come together on Tuesdays. And he like so proud to tell us the whole menu and what he's made and all this. And like we love it. We love it for him, and we're very grateful because we. Like my sister has a daughter now who's 1. She's eating like lamb chops at like 1. Like she has like and she eats. But I'm the same way as well. Like my fast food habit is terrible. I will eat like a nice steak at home, and then like I can go eat fast food and just eat like crazy, like fast food, junk food, whatever.
My dad hates it. Like it's
My dad will
really-
not. We never had McDonald's as kids. My dad would not let us. Like not never, but like my mom would take us. My mom was like, "We'll go. Don't worry." My dad would be like, "You're not eating that stuff. It's junk." And mom's like, "We'll go after school. Don't worry."
My dad appreciates like a good burger. Like if we go to McDonald's, we don't actually go, we order.
Yeah.
But like he'll get like a
leave it at the door, eh?
what does he get? A quarter pounder with cheese, double patty, and then we do order Holy Chucks. You guys have to have that.
Yeah,
I
It's
actually know
really
the
good.
owners of Holy Chucks. There's a buddy of mine. Or what? I don't know if they still may. Anyways, yeah, I know who he is.
That's a good burger that we get. We like pizza. Like we do have like fast food, but my dad only likes good fast food. Like he has an issue with me going out to a party or whatever, coming home and like ordering a pizza for myself or like getting McDonald's.
Yeah,
Like
same.
Okay, to both
It's
of
a
you though,
big thing.
death row meals. What are they?
that's hard. Okay, so you might
That's hard. But okay, so
Yeah,
I've been
just
waiting for this
go
question all
fire it
day.
you might judge me for this just
No, we don't
because
judge.
it's super stupid, but my dad has these things whenever we have like dinner parties or whatever. He has these pucks of caviar that he buys in bulk, and he has these little pancake things and then creme fraiche. And whenever he has these parties and I can't go because I have another party to go to with my friends, he'll leave it for me to come home and eat,
That is very.
which is
nice.
actually super sweet. He like leaves
that
me a
is
bit
very
left over because I'm like, how come you're not opening it early? Like I complain about it because I really, really love it. He doesn't just let me eat caviar. So I think I would like a big thing of like the pancakes with the fresh and then the caviar. I would really like to eat that. I like mint chocolate chip ice cream, so I'd want that.
That's the best flavor of ice cream.
But
Best flavor.
Sorry. But I also like the ice cream that's vanilla and then you dip it in the chocolate at the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Those are classics.
Soft service classic.
So
Okay.
I'd go on, and then I also would want.
I like this.
It's a lot of thought.
No, this is a
You've
good
thought about
answer. This is a
yeah.
great
Keep
answer.
going.
Well, I
ask
want
this question a
like
lot
I
and
don't
get
need
the
to
worst
eat
answers.
all of it, but I want to take
Try
a bite
something.
out of
Yeah,
everything.
no, that's fair. You're gonna die, so death row meal. Yeah.
Exactly. Also, like if I eat a lot, it's not like it's gonna do anything. I'm dying in a few hours, anyways. Like who cares?
It's so crazy. I've asked this question to at least 50 people in the last year, at least, probably more, and I get the worst answers. Like my answer, I'm like, I'd probably get like a salad with like light Caesar dressing. I was like, what's the reason behind that? Well, you know what? Like, just I enjoy eating those right now. I'm like, yeah, but if you're gonna die, like, do you
like
want
I would
some-
eat everything I
well,
couldn't.
yeah, I'd add chicken to it. I'm like, really? You're gonna die? That's what you want to eat? Like,
You go on
really?
boring
No,
dates, buddy.
that
That's
I
a
would
problem.
cry
No,
if
just in
that's what they
general.
gave me.
I was sometimes I'd be like, oh, I had this really good burger once, so I'd probably want a burger. I'm like, but like from where? I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I'm like, what was the best
Holy
burger you've
Chuck's
had?
burger.
Yeah,
I
like,
want
you're giving me,
that.
like,
Which
details.
Holy Chucks you go to? The one on you guys where are you?
So
They're in the city. No, they're in the
I
city.
order things. I
Of
don't.
course
Oh
you
yeah, the
go.
original one. Yeah.
I don't like to go places. I like it when it comes right to me. And so I don't know, but it's a place near my old orthodontist place.
See, I'm
Young and St. Clair. So it's near there, I think.
Talking about the Holy Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's right on St. It's on Young Street. It's the original location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember going there a really long time ago when I was young, and so they just have really good burgers.
So they're so I know the owner's like a friend of a friend. We play in a golf tournament for like I know someone who passed away. It's like a memorial tournament. And Holy
tournament.
Chuck, it's the best tournament every year. It's sponsored by, they're all like younger, Greek guys, Italian guys. So like we know restaurant people, food people, beverage people. So when you first get to the tournament, it's at Richmond Hill Golf Course. The lunch is catered by Holy Chuck. So
Oh
you
my
get
God.
unlimited Holy Chuck's burgers.
and the
And then-
milkshakes.
Yeah, and
They're
then
so
Dairy
good.
Queen does like the sponsor of the first hole, so you get free blizzards at the first hole.
Yeah.
like and euros at the ninth hole.
That would be
It's
heaven.
yeah, it's amazing.
All it is.
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
good.
Okay,
It's a good.
I know it. Okay,
It's a good tournament.
Okay, I thought you were implying me. It's heaven.
No, it's
Sorry, you're like, oh, it is.
Wait,
What
George,
else?
you.
Me?
You.
I feel like you had more things you wanted to eat, and you're on death row.
Well, I mean, I've definitely put
You
a
have
little
caviar, Holy Chucks, chocolate dip cone, mint chocolate chip.
thought- Yeah. I would also want my dad to like make a meal. I like it when he makes what's that fish that dad made on your birthday?
I was
Oh,
gonna guess that for some reason. I was
Yeah.
like, I just had this thought in my head of like
a
branzino.
good branzino.
Yeah, he made it really good and I've remembered it since then. So I would want that, but not that much.
You got expensive taste here.
I was just gonna say like
Well,
just
my
throwing this
dad
out here.
made-
eh?
caviar and like branzino.
You're in for a rude awakening
No.
when you go to LA by yourself. Eh?
No.
Fuck it. Gonna
No,
be eating
it's
fish
fine.
tacos 3 nights a week.
My dad will visit me. Oh, when he comes to LA with me, it is actually like he probably puts on like 10 pounds. He eats his way through LA. Like it's
love that.
next level.
Yeah, respect.
The paparazzi actually recognized him once because he kept going to all of the good restaurants. And he was like, "Do I know you?" And he was like,
I've been here a couple times.
my dad was like, I forget the comment he made, but he was like, "Yeah, I was in that porno a few years ago." Like, like he was a famous porn star. Yeah. He thought it was funny. I was
That is
really
hilarious.
nervous.
That is objectively
I'm
hilarious.
gonna start saying that.
What time was that at? That's gonna be one of our clips. Well,
George,
that's funny. My
Your
death row meal?
your death row meal.
Probably Shake Shack.
That's it?
Well, hold on. Okay, simmer down.
You have to go for it.
That's so Shake Shack for sure. My dad makes there's a Greek soup. It's called avrolemano. It's like a chicken soup but with like egg in it. It's incredible. It's the best thing in the world. I'd have that.
What's it called?
Avrolemano. It's like it means egg. It means lemon egg.
Is it a cold soup?
No, it's hot. Like it's a hot soup, but it's like it's like chicken soup essentially with rice or orzo and chicken. But then like you beat an egg and you put it in, so it's a little bit like
Creamy.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Okay.
It's incredible. Lately I'd probably do a pizza because like lately I've like the last like year or two I've been like hooked on pizza.
From where?
I'd probably say somewhere in New York City realistically, but if I had to go somewhere here,
You're making my job easier. You're doing a great job, by the way. Asking the
Yeah,
questions.
really grilling me.
Yeah,
I'm on the spot on my own
you need to
podcast
be
here.
Man, you
prepared for
100%.
your
You're gonna
meal.
die. This is your last meal.
And it should be from New York. You don't have to make it from Toronto because you.
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like
I
it.
would get like one of the famous New York ones. Probably like I've never. It's so hard though. I haven't tried them all yet. But like, what's the one we had? Prince Street. What do we have there? Or what's the one? I
Isn't
can't
the
remember.
pizza just really good everywhere?
Yeah,
there?
there's a few really memorable places. I can't remember the name.
Prince Street's one of the famous ones there.
Yeah, and there's the one Luca, the guy. Anyways, doesn't matter. And I think that's. Oh, and honestly, I had this recently. I would have. It's not fettuccine Alfredo. It's I think the carbonara from the Cheesecake Factory.
You know
I
what?
went to
It's really
Buffalo.
not. It's actually good.
So, like my girlfriend and I, it's crazy. We're very similar. We both have like really good taste. Like again, I grew up with a dad who cooks, like had restaurants. But I will also eat like Michelina's frozen like Alfredo, chicken Alfredo. Like I don't care. I like everything. So we went to Buffalo for like to go shopping at Trader Joe's, best grocery store. Oh, and peanut butter cups from Trader Joe's. That would be on they're the best peanut butter cups in the world. Anyways, we stopped at Cheesecake Factory. We ate like, I don't want to be mean and stereotype, but he felt like very American. Like we went to Cheesecake Factory, had like carbonara, had like 2 slices of cheesecake, had like all the basic.
Well,
like,
they have so many things on the menu. You just got to keep
Infinite
ordering
things.
it and eating it, trying it.
Anyways, that's kind of my answer. I would have that. But what would you have?
I would start with a good Caesar salad to start, like a little small plate, just because I like the taste that.
Why a small plate? You're gonna die, Rick.
Well, because I don't want to overeat myself, right? Because then I would do a nice surf and turf, a nice steak and lobster. I'd probably do something from like Harbor 60, maybe probably New York style, New York. Okay. I'd have the lobster. Oh, a couple shrimp as well. Maybe I wouldn't do a skewer though. I'd probably do like buttered.
What? But they don't do shrimp there. They do jumbo shrimp.
No, you can do shrimp wherever you want.
The rock shrimp are good.
Yeah. Then I would want a little bit of pasta, so it's maybe a side plate of penne alla vodka. And I would want for sure a pizza, maybe 1 slice of pizza. Then I would wash it down with a good birthday cake frosty or something. Birthday cake like
Is that a thing?
blizzard or something.
A dessert. Okay.
Yeah, like a dessert or something.
Oh,
yeah.
something in that.
Yeah, like a birthday cake kind of thing. Then I would want a red velvet cake, not a cheesecake, a red velvet cake. Probably with some cake pops too on top, just for fun. And then birthday cake from Momofuku to round it off. And then probably a Coke Zero at the end of it. Yeah.
This is
Rick
so
eats.
specific.
It's funny. I'm bigger than Rick size wise and weight wise. He eats way more than I do. Like you can eat a 10-course meal and then I'll walk in with a pizza
And I'll
he'll
still
eat it. And he still doesn't gain. He doesn't gain weight.
I eat, like, if I see it, I eat it.
Yeah.
Like, you know that joke, like, I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, I eat food. Like,
Yeah.
But, like, that's actually me.
I have a friend that's like that too. He's like super skinny and eats everything in sight.
Yeah, I have no self-control. That's why I just, like, I have my condo. If you open my condo fridge, there's literally zero food. Like, zero. You open my pantry, like, nothingness.
Because
Well,
you
you have
order or
candy
you
a
eat
lot.
out.
You know, I've thrown a lot of it out. It's just because I'll just buy what I need. So, like, I don't know, if I know I'm home for 2 dinners this week or 3 dinners this week, I usually eat here at the office and I'll bring my food here. I'll buy a head of lettuce or 3 heads of lettuce, a ready-made chicken, 3 avocados, and some like crispy onion toppers. And that's all that stays in my fridge. It's like I just buy what I need to eat and I won't buy anything that's like unhealthy or bad because I'll just eat it. Our sponsor, Tiggy, actually shout out to Tiggy. They give us money to buy food before each episode. And it's an on-demand delivery service for food. Not like Uber where it's like ready-made food, but like groceries and snacks and yada yada. So before each episode, we usually order food, hence the massive pile of snacks we have in the corner there
I see.
and in the fridge. The problem with having a good sponsor like that is that, again, we get $30 each episode. So I'll bring my dinner, and my dinner looks like the little frozen, the little packaged meal that George brought. And then I'll get a box of Joe Louis. Well, I can't just not eat it. Like, okay, let me have a Joe Louis. Well, then I got those little chips that I ordered, and they're not too bad. So let me have a couple of those. Ooh, but then I also ordered granola bars, so why not crush a couple of granola bars? It's like, I already had dinner. Why am I eating this?
That's what happens. My mom only buys gross food to put in the pantry, like healthy, weird, gross food.
We're talking. That's what you need.
And
That's
so
good.
Whenever I come home, like from anywhere, like if I'm at school, I'm not at school that much, but if I was and I came home, there's nothing to snack on. And then they don't let me order, and I'm not getting in the car.
But see, you guys have your grandma's such a different generation. It's so
you have
crazy.
everything at the tip of your
Until I was 17, when I had my G1, maybe my G2. Like I'd bike to places in the summertime and I'd pick up maybe like a sub or something like that, or a sandwich or beef patties, whatever. But like I couldn't just go to McDonald's, get McDonald's anytime I wanted, or get like all these things like with like Uber and all this stuff. Like it's so crazy how different of a time it is. Like, I can't even imagine like I'd probably be 500 pounds if I had Uber as a kid.
Same here.
Uber Eats is so bad. My parents yelled at me last weekend and they made me delete the app because every single night that I went out, I came home and I ordered like a pizza. And when I am in the Uber and I'm like waiting to order my food, I'll start like searching stuff and I'll start looking like at McDonald's. I have no idea what I ordered. I ordered like 5-6 things on the menu and I knew I was only going to eat like the nuggets and like probably a bite of each.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I order like 5 things. It's so crazy. Like back in the day, you would get like a burger and fries, and that's a meal. That's like a meal for everybody. Even someone like my size, that's a meal.
Yeah.
But then it's like you want
someone like my size.
Yeah, but then it's
like
like
sound like you're big.
No, but I mean, I can probably eat more than most people. And like playing soccer stuff, like I burn some calories, but like I'll do that, and then I'm like, okay, well, I can't just have a beef. You want like chicken, so I'm like, okay, let me get a McJunior chicken. But I was like, oh, like nuggets would be good too. Have some of those. Oh, all right, chicken's healthy too, so throw in like a Crunch Wrap and like.
This is on sale
No,
too.
that's like basically what I do.
And I'll eat most.
And
of
the
it.
apple pies.
Okay,
I get apple pies. Too.
I only get apple pies when I'm hungover. Otherwise, I feel too bad eating them.
I actually ate them the next morning when I went out.
Okay, that's weird. I gotta give my girlfriend is the only person I know, and I guess except for you now, that will eat like McDonald's like when it's cold. Like it'll get cold and she'll still eat it. She'll have the pot, whatever. Like she'll sit there for a bit. She won't eat it. I'm like, you know, like throw that out. She's like, no, it's still fine. I was like, that's interesting.
I fell asleep with the McDonald's in my room and it left it there all night. And then the next morning I came down with the bag taken. They're like, what is that, Asia? What's inside your bag? I'm like, nothing. And I put it in the microwave and I had a bite of each thing the next morning. And they were like, you can't eat that. That's been outside. It's chicken. Like it's meat. You just left it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's fine. It's like not real. It's fine.
Hey, fair enough.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Before I'm gonna switch back up. Before we wrap up, I did want to ask favorite performer that you would, or famous favorite artist or someone that you'd want to work with, and then favorite venue you would want to play at.
Okay, play at Madison Square Garden. I've said that for years now. I'd really like to do that one. It's just, it's Madison Square Garden. Jack Harlow or Lil Nas, because cool. I have never actually like worked with somebody in the song together. Like I did a song with Pressa a few years ago, but we didn't work on it together. Like it was already created and then he added to it. But like to be able to do like the creative process with another artist and actually have the goal of like creating a song for both artists would be really fun. And a rapper too, because I like rap music.
What's your favorite song right now?
Ballin'. My friends hate me because that's the only song I'll
like
play.
The old song? Am I thinking
who's it by? Yeah, I'm thinking someone your one.
Because I'm thinking like the song Ballin' that came out when
Mike
we were
Jones.
when we were like in grade 8 probably.
No.
It can't be that song.
I'll tell you. It's like
no.
Which one do you think?
Wait.
This one with Roddy Ricch.
No, that's definitely new then.
It's like I put a new fudgies on.
Oh yeah.
I drive into them.
That's kind of old too, isn't it?
I think so, maybe.
It's like a year or two old now.
No, but I keep playing it.
Yeah,
my friends hate me because whenever I like a song, I don't shut up. Like I'll be like, oh, you have to play this right now, and then every single time I'm with them, they're like, Asia, you're not playing this song. I'm like, yes, I am, and they're really.
Do you ever play your songs like around your friends?
I don't, but they do. Like they always will play it because they like. Some of them actually do like appreciate and like the music, but some of them are like, oh, Asia's here, of course we're gonna play her song.
Yeah
It's because I'm there. But I have some friends that like SoundCloud remix people, like they like to do that right now, and so they've been doing some remixes to my song.
That's pretty cool.
I haven't heard them. I heard from one person, but
I've been on SoundCloud way too much lately. I don't know why. I hear like a remix I like on TikTok, so I'll go to SoundCloud to find it. and then it just SoundCloud's, I guess, algorithm of songs they just start playing for you.
Yeah.
Is really good. So when I'm like 13 mashups deep listening to like, I don't know, some Jack Harlow meets David Guetta remix, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's do this.
No, it's actually like, I like the app because it's not like anyone can really post on it, and like it's like really creative. Like you do what you want. And also like there's this one song, what is it? It's like New York, but with something else. Like I don't remember what they added, but it was like a good beat or something.
There's so many good ones there now.
Like New York, Frank Sinatra, New York.
No.
Oh,
like in New York.
yeah, Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
That
and
came
like
out when we were like
they
in
just did like a
university.
really cool like remix / like mashup, I guess, to it, and they only play it. You know what? It starts with like down, down, down.
So that's the Frank Sinatra version.
They put it together, I guess, and they only have it on SoundCloud. And like me and my friends were obsessed with it for so long, so we'd all be listening to like Spotify music, and then we'd switch and go to SoundCloud and be like, we need to listen.
I'm
to
on this Unforgettable, French Montana and Peru. You know, Ed Sheeran.
No.
That's the song I'm on right now. Unforgettable time.
How does Unforgettable go again?
Sing it, Rick. Sing it, Rick.
Na,
na, na, na, na. Is that Unforgettable? It's with Sway Lee.
You are unforgettable.
That's Pop Smoke.
No.
It's
with
Sway Lee. Yeah,
Sway Lee.
yeah.
Oh, you're
French
right.
Montana, Sway Lee. I'll play for you after.
You're not gonna sing it for us?
No. I love to sing. Like
Rick,
I love music. Last week I went to like 3 concerts. This week I got another 2. Love music, love singing, love performing, but I am hands down the worst singer performer in the city of Toronto. Like, you know those, like, remember William Hung? Oh, you're too young to know William Hung. You remember William Hung? Yeah. They had a show, American Idol, which you know. Yeah. But they did, though, what was the opposite of American Idol that they did?
No, it was American Idol.
No, but then they had a show to find the world's worst performers.
Oh, I don't know.
They did it as like a spin-off joke, like reality show to find the worst performers.
William Hung was from American Idol.
Yeah, but then they started one after him.
Oh, I don't know.
Because you remember how William Hung became really famous because he was really bad.
He's saying
and
she
bangs.
Yeah.
And then
what's it called?
Ricky Martin, she bangs. She bangs.
I know, but
I
thought the name was different.
So anyways, so they ended up making a reality show to find America's like worst singer.
Oh God.
That's me. Like, I'm so bad. In my mind, I'm so good. And I'm just like, I'm the star of the show. But no, I'm like just god awful.
Well, that's good because you can appreciate the music. But you just can't ever do it.
Yeah, no, I'm just bad.
Yeah. Like music wise, all that, even rhythm wise, Rick ain't.
No, just nothing.
But at least you can.
I can't sing, but like in terms of other stuff, I'm okay. I DJ.
Yeah. You understand music. I just no.
Grew up playing music.
Before we wrap up, Asia, what's the rest of 2022 look like for you?
Well, hopefully graduation. And
I love how you say hopefully, like you're not going to graduate. There's still that potential that you might not.
Well, technically, I haven't logged my service hours, so they actually said pending graduation. That's
pending, okay.
So maybe. Traveling, hopefully in the summer, and then moving to LA. But with music, the goal is to be continuously releasing. So continue writing, continue releasing, and just like getting everything out there. And I just want to continue with just writing and working and hopefully making way more connections in LA and just working all the time. I'm going to be writing like 5 times a week, basically.
And when's the song with B coming out?
Well, we don't have a release date for that one. It was like basically just done, but once I graduate, it definitely speeds up the process because I do not need her like
negative
beating
energy.
me up in the halls.
Okay.
And like that girl probably would. So
fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else, George?
No, this is fun. That's actually a really fun episode.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
And you are the youngest
me.
person to ever come. You're the youngest person we've ever had on the podcast.
17. That is pretty young.
We are 165-ish, 60-ish episodes in.
Something like that. That was a pretty long one too. An hour and 20 minutes.
Oh.
If people want to find out more about you, the music, everything, where can they go? How can they find you?
So my Instagram is It's Asia. We actually just changed all the usernames. TikTok is also It's Asia. And those are my main 2. Okay. I actually just got Snapchat for my music because I do use it so much. So more on Snapchat too.
And Asia, for everyone doesn't know, it'll be in the description, but it's AJA.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, beauty. Guys, if you made it to the end of this, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Give Asia a follow. Give this the pals a follow. Share this with your friends. And other than that, sign off. See you guys next episode. Oh, and also wish Asia a happy birthday because it's her birthday when this releases.
Yes, thank
All right.
you.
Cheers, guys.
Peace.